Alright guys, hey and welcome to my Let's Play of LA Noire. This isn't my first playthrough of the game. I was super excited when this game was being talked about, and I've been waiting for it for a long time, so I played through it once just because I probably wouldn't have done much talking. The first go round I would have done a lot of, yeah, I'm not a very good driver. I would have done a lot of just staring at the screen silently because I was just in awe of the game. Um, yeah, this is a fantastic game, one of the most fun gaming experiences I've had in a really long time. If you don't have it, I really do suggest you go out and get it. Um, if you do, tell me what you thought of it. Yeah, so basically, to give you a little bit of background, we play Officer Cole Phelps, or Detective Cole Phelps. He was formerly in the war, World War II. He's a Marine lieutenant. But now he's back home in Los Angeles, and he's doing his best to protect the people of Los Angeles. Um, yeah, but we start out at the bottom level of the police force. Uh, we're here. We're doing just the basic patrolman street work stuff, and yeah, I'm really excited to go through this game again. I could play this game about a million times, and I don't think I'd be tired of it. There's a ton of content, and it's gonna take a really long time to go through. I'll probably break it up more into the um, cases themselves. Um, but yeah, just to give you a rundown of how the game is played, it's a lot like most of the other Rockstar games. Um, looks a lot like them, feels a lot like them. The controls are different though. It runs basically off of your triggers and your um, A and X buttons, basically because unlike the other games, it's a lot more about the storyline. It's not as much about the action sequences and all that stuff. Um, it's it's you do a lot of investigating, a lot of driving around, and not as much random free roam and shooting. You do a lot of shooting in this game still. Here's another thing. Notice this paper right here. Shrink says, um, these are little extras that they have in the game. Uh, they tell the story, so they're not really like Easter eggs or side things as much as they are actually part of the storyline, and they're not hard to find. They're always right in front of you, right in the middle of each case, and they show little side stories. I guess still not side stories; they're part of the main story. But yeah, they put a ton of work into this game, and the story is fantastic. So, as I said before, if you don't have this game, go out there and buy it. You will not regret it, and it's going to take you quite some time to finish it up because it's a big, big game. It's split into 3 discs actually, which is kind of cool. You don't really see that in an Xbox game all that often. Yeah. So, anyways, our first partner here is he's kind of like a he's not that bright. He doesn't want to work that hard, but that's okay. As we go along in the game, we have partners who are very different. Some of them are more like criminals than actually like um, policemen, and some are really good like hard-nosed cops and stuff like that. Um, yeah. So I'm not gonna talk too much about like walking. I mean, I suppose I'll do as much of a walkthrough as I can for you, but um, I'm no expert. Um, but yeah, this is gonna go up on my own channel. So hello to anybody new who shows up for this. My name is Antitrust. I make videos with a group of guys over at We Are Dupe. I'll put the link to that channel in as well. Go check out all of their individual channels as well. They're doing a lot of good stuff. I think yeah, Voids is still doing his Shadow of the Colossus. Gubinator's 24-hour live com is still going up. Soba's People has had a couple really great commentaries go up recently. Drifter liked one of his. I know Drifter probably, if he ever watches any of these, he's going to be like, Jesus Christ, they do stroke me off a lot, don't they? He might like that or he might be really pissed off about it. But whatever, I don't care. Thank you for taking notice of a good commentary, Drifter. I know that made him happy and it made me happy as well. Yeah, so anyways, back to the game for a minute. Basically what we're doing is we're going around, it seems like it'd be really hard to find the clues and stuff, but it it gives you chime signals and a vibration when you're near a clue, and then you can check it out and look around, and you'll have to investigate certain clues further and open them up and do little puzzles to get into the clues. The first several missions are pretty simple. It walks you through them pretty completely. But as you go along, each and every case is going to get more in depth, and it's going to take longer, and it's going to be new new game mechanics are added the entire time. Like you don't even play the game like with everything until like the last mission because new things are added constantly. And there's another cool thing about this game was the cars. At first, when I was playing this game, oh, we'll get to that in a minute actually, but the first time I was playing this game, I noticed that the cars were pretty difficult to control. Um, like they felt super loose. And I thought, oh, that makes sense because this is set in the 1940s and the cars aren't as good as cars from like the 90s and whatever, whenever all the other games are set. But then as you play the game, where you realize that the cars are really like, it depends on what car you're driving, more so than in many of the other Rockstar games. You start out in some pretty awful cars. But as you go up, and there's a bunch of hidden cars that you can find too. There's over 90 cars in this game, I think. All different kinds of cars, and yeah, I've only unlocked or only driven like 40 or so of them, which is crazy because I put a ton of time into this game already. Um, yeah, so this first case is really super simple. A guy got shot. The criminal threw his gun up on top of a building. We were supposed to just do a sweep for evidence, but Cole, our main character here, he's super into doing more than he's asked. He's kind of an asshole like that. Like he pisses a lot of people off because he seems like he wants to just climb and be famous, and I don't know. But he's got a good heart and he's a good character. The characters in this game, they did a really good job developing them, as we'll see more and more as we play the game. Um, yeah, and oh yeah, this is cool too. Everything is run out of our notebook. All of our clues, our people of interest, our destinations. You can still set destinations in your map if you remember from any of the Grand Theft Autos or anything like that. Um, but they ran a lot more of it out of the notebook, which is really cool, and it's super useful when we get onto interrogations and other stuff like that later on. It At first you think you can just kind of like go through it without even bothering to look at your notebook, but um, it really it's super helpful to have all that information that you find, especially in later cases where you have like dozens of clues and stuff. To have it all right there at your fingertips is super useful. Um, Also, yeah, sirens in this game are awesome. If you remember from any of the other Grand Theft Autos or any of the other Rockstar games, if you were to steal a cop car, anything like that, and to throw on the siren, people really didn't care. They just kind of ignored you. But um, in this game, you are an actual police officer, and people do stop for you. They pull to the side, they get out of your way as best they can, um, which is nice. It's super nice, actually. Um, and they did a great job with all of this, all of the interiors of buildings. I wish that, I mean, as much as I say that I don't care about action as much as I do storyline, which is true, but I think that the next time they make a game like this, they could do slightly more on the action side. Not to say this game is boring, but just to make it smoother, um, and feel more like action from like Red Dead Redemption or stuff like that. The cover system is a little bit better in this game than it was in Red Dead. As we'll see, again, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just talking and talking and talking. But that's what this is all about, right? Yeah. So here we are, we're at a gun store. We're trying to find out if we can find the serial number of the gun. Um, yeah, and the guy who did this, 27, yeah, right here. He's Errol Schroeder. This guy who owns the gun. You can tell by um, the the type of gun and the serial number right there. But there's a lot of stuff like that. Like you have to go and find all this information on your own, and many times you have to put a lot of thought into it because they won't give you that many clues. Um, and depending on how thorough you are, you'll get more clues or less clues, and uh, you'll have to be a lot more intuitive and be a lot more um. Well, you really can't just sit back and let the game play itself like you can in a lot of the other games that are out these days. You really have to be involved mentally in this game, which is really refreshing. You really feel like you're affecting the gameplay a lot more, which you are. Um, but yeah, these first couple missions aren't super exciting. This one's a little bit, it takes a little bit longer than the next mission, so I think I'll probably just cut it into mission, like sections, case sections, I guess. Yeah. This is just kind of an introduction episode though, so don't worry, we'll change it up a little bit as we go along, I'm sure. We'll do some other stuff. And depending on your guys' feedback, I might do certain other things. I might focus on side missions a little bit more. I might focus on just getting the actual cases done. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you've played the game. Tell me if you like it. I certainly do. Tell me what you think that Rockstar and Team Bondi or Bondi or whatever could have done better. Because I know they could have done certain things better. Oops, that was some really bad driving. I gotta pay attention. I'm really not a good driver. I've never been a good driver in games. I don't know why. I'm not a good driver in real life either. Oops, that was some worse driving. Don't worry, I'm not always this awful. I promise. Yeah, so we're at the suspect's apartment, and we're gonna walk in and check him out. He lives over a shoe store, it looks like. That's kind of cool. Gold-handled doors allow you to enter. Alright, so he lives in apartment 2. We're gonna head upstairs and see if this guy is guilty. One thing I did notice about this game is many times they do just kind of say forget it to usual police like rules and conduct and the rights of the suspect, which is it's kind of funny. But if I was in the position that many of these suspects were in, I would make a big stink about it. Uh, yeah. Oops. I guess I have to fight him. He knocked Ralph out. I skipped that little scene accidentally. That's fine. I like the boxing or the brawling in this game. You can use your partners to help you a lot more than you could in some of the other games. Some of your partners are pretty good fighters, which is kind of funny. The first couple fights you have, it's really easy to beat them, so it's more just like button mashing. Yeah, so basically you can walk around and check all this stuff out. The only thing that you need to find in this mission, all this other stuff is really just extra. The only thing that you need to find to continue the case that I've noticed is this little book. At this point, me and my partner have really overstepped our bounds and we've done way more police work than we were supposed to, but my partner finally gets through to me and we decide that we have done enough. So, yeah, that's all we got for this one. That is the end of the first case of this mission or this game. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna cut out some of the extra scenes that you don't need to see just to get through the game, but thank you for watching. Keep watching, subscribe, like if you want, and we'll get on to some different kind of commentaries as we go along. So look forward to that. I will talk to you later. Antitrust out.